we'll see how this goes. All right, so today we are going to go through some of the things I wish I knew my first year as a teacher. And then I got some feedback from some other teachers that I know and things they wish they knew too. So here we go. Number 1, you do not need to stay late. You do not need to be the last car in the parking lot. You do not need to stay past dinner, any of that. Your paperwork will be there tomorrow. So that is what I wish I knew my first year as a teacher. I was there late every day. I was burning myself out. It was not okay. Your paperwork will be there tomorrow. Number 2, it's super helpful to have some systems in place for things like grading and data and paperwork, but they do not need to be perfectly organized. It is totally okay to have works in progress, get done what you need to get done, have your things worked out in a system, but it doesn't need to be perfect. The way I've organized things for years has changed over and over again. So have those systems, but they do not need to be perfect, and they can always change. I also have a quick video in my Teacher Pay Teacher store about how I got myself all organized and all the systems I used this past year to stay organized with in-person and virtual kids. So if you're interested in that, that's in my Teacher Pay Teacher store on how I got myself together this year, because it's very, very different than it has been in years past. All right, number 3, functional decorations are way better than any Pinterest perfect looking classroom. It can look nice and be functional, yes, but you definitely want to err more on the side of functional rather than it just looks nice or you have fancy font that the kids can't read. You definitely want things to be more functional than they are pretty. Number 4, this came from someone that I know, and also I want to piggyback off of it. You do not need to be best friends with every single person in the building, every single person that you work with, but it is super important that you get to know the office staff and the custodians. They will be your hookup for pretty much everything. If you get to know the custodians, they can hook you up with extra cleaning supplies, gloves, all of that good stuff. Especially if you're on their good side, they'll give you the hookup for that. And the secretary also knows everything about the school. They know all the people, they know the ins and outs of the building. They should be your besties, and you should always be on their good side. And number 5, you do not need to know everything. You don't need to know every single piece of curriculum. You don't need to know everything. It's okay. We're all winging it. We all, as a first year teacher, we're in over our heads. We're all winging it all the time. So it's totally okay to not know everything. I went in my first year as a teacher thinking I had to know everything, and I was overwhelmed that I didn't know everything. But guess what? We all are in the same boat. Nobody knows every single thing. So it's totally okay to not know everything about the curriculum or the building or teaching. You should have a pretty good grasp on those things, but you don't need to know everything. And a lot of curriculums are laid out for you. They will tell you what to teach. You should definitely look at them before you teach them, but you don't need to go in knowing every single thing. And that kind of leads to my next one. It's okay to wing it. I wing it probably way more than I should. But you know what? It always turns out fine. We're all winging it. We're all just going with the flow and doing things the way we need to. Totally okay. Sometimes we look like we're put together on the outside, but we're definitely winging it. All right, number 7, set those boundaries with parents, with administrators, with your co-teachers, with your team. It's okay to set boundaries. I don't need to be answering parent emails at 9 o'clock at night, 5 o'clock in the morning. I answer emails during my contract time, and sometimes it even takes me 48 hours to answer those emails. If I set that boundary at the beginning of the year, parents aren't going to be expecting a reply the second they send it to me, because that's not possible. I'm teaching, I'm doing paperwork, I'm doing other things. So set those boundaries. Set those boundaries with admin as well. It's totally okay for you to not respond to their email right away. It's definitely okay. They're not responding to your email right away. So it's okay to have those boundaries and take a day or 2 days to get back to those emails, especially if they're not urgent. If it's urgent, that's something different, but I always only answer emails during my contract time. I'm not here for free overtime. I am not. That might be an unpopular teacher opinion, but I am not here for free overtime. That's not my job. We don't ask other professionals to do that. I'm not doing that. So, and last but not least, it is okay to not be besties with every single person you work with. There are people that are hard to work with, and you need to be a professional. This is a professional job. You need to be a professional. You need to be there for the kids. But it's okay to not be besties with everyone. I know it's hard to look on the internet and everyone's best friends with everyone. And they have their teacher bestie and they're best friends with their whole team. But that's not reality. That's not happening all the time. So take a deep breath. It's totally okay. There's a lot of people. I worked in a new building this past year. There's a lot of people I never saw in person. I might not know their name. And guess what? That's okay. Especially with people being online and in their cohorts of classrooms. That's totally okay. I have my team and we work very well professionally together. But I don't need to be besties with every single person in the building. I totally don't need to do that. So those are my 8 tips for things I wish I knew my first year as a teacher. Drop a comment below if you have something you want to add. I might go live next week talking about things I wish I knew about special ed before I got into special ed. So if you have any other things you wish you knew, things you want new teachers to know, drop those in the comments, and I will see you guys next week.